And welcome back to the second semi-final of this, the BARFOOT and THOMPSON Auckland Open at the North Shore Squash Club. Dave Worsley with you here, and Joel Ascott. And Joel, it's going to be an interesting one, this one. Two left-handers. It's a rarity to see left-handers in New Zealand squash. Now we've got two of them here in the semi-finals, with Tang from Hong Kong ranked 109, and Evan Williams from the Hutt Valley is ranked 89, the New Zealand number 3. It is strange, isn't it? It's going to change the dynamics to actually have those two lefties there, Joel?
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly at this level as well, you don't see it very often. And obviously being a left-hander, you're used to playing right-handers a lot of the time. So I don't know of anyone that Evan trains with who is left-hand. And from that Hong Kong squad that is here, no one else is left-handed. So maybe something different on both ends for them. So yeah, it will be interesting.
One of the things that we've just seen over the last 20 minutes or so is both players out there on the court practicing, really warming up. And from the actual warm-up they had with each other on the court, do you actually learn anything from an opponent?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. If anything, I'd say at the PSA level, as pros, people are pretty smart at putting ideas in each other's head, and there's real craftsmanship to it, but I think body language is probably the main thing, that you try and pick up from people. Some people are aggressive, really hitting, trying to take the ball early and whack it hard at you across court, all kinds of things, but just body language, getting a feel for your opponent.
Because I don't think they were giving away too much there for a while.
Of course
just
not,
passionate,
Of course.
warming the ball up.
That's a nice shot out.
Again, it tends to be left-handers in a lot of racket sports that they're able to hold the ball and hold the shot a lot longer than right-handers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but that just tends to happen.
Also looks a lot better as a left-hander for some reason.
Yep.
Two slightly different swings though. Even a bit more stiff. Tang looked very relaxed character. We saw him in Auckland last year at the SquashXL 6K and actually winning that one. Evan competing in that one also, but you just see the two different styles of them, especially as both two left-handers on the court at one time.
Well, he's pretty much at his high, in fact just 2 spots off.
Yep.
Currently 109, has been a high of 107. So he's a player who's there or thereabouts at the moment, and you'd have to look from what we've seen so far that he could actually go inside that top 100.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, he's winning these challenger events where he has won 1 or 2 at least. So again, getting to the semi-finals here, so he's on the rise. Unsure if these two have ever met on the PSA World Tour.
So tomorrow afternoon is the men's final, and that'll be from approximately 3 p.m.
4-3. What's the problem?
I think given they're just checking on the score.
4-3. It's the commentary. Can you keep it down a little bit? It's a bit distracting.
I didn't think we were too loud there, but obviously
We have been told off, yes.
It's happened before, it'll happen again.
Easy to get excited when we've got 2 good players like this on court.
I think there's just a bit of confusion there whether it was the officials.
Yep. Which is rather quiet in here. The crowd packing in though, compared to the last match. Hopefully you can, this does get a little bit tighter, we can see a bit more atmosphere.
5-4.
Couple of long rallies in here, just both players really working each other around. No one quite been able to dominate the tee just yet.
Yeah, definitely jousting for position, the both of them. Looking like a pretty even contest around that middle of the court at the moment. Neither player wanting to do too much with the ball, just working on those straight drops and straight kills.
I don't even think we've had a let yet either. We haven't yet? It's hard to remember if we have.
Tang's a very efficient mover again. Very relaxed. Always makes the effort to go around his opponent, avoiding the interference. You see, he never makes those really hard movements. Well, look hard. You know. Very physical rally here.
Some great recovery there by Tang as well.
Slightly on the back foot in this one, but not panicking. All of that for a let.
Yeah. Probably the right call though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, not fishing too much in squash terms from Tang, but just didn't look like he was looking for the stroke, which is the main thing. Beautiful low kill there from Tang on the backhand.
Patience and composure there was to be commended, that's for sure.
Another long rally from these two. Just forcing it there, pointing at his head.
Those good hands there. So back into it. That's 6 apiece.
But Mr. Williams, I expect to see more effort to get to those balls. And Mr. Tang, make sure you're clear. Yeah. I felt there was fault on both of you.
Just hit the 10-minute mark of this first game. So decently physical.
Now the tempo So just pulled up again.
Yep. Short stoppage there with the let call. Air ball there from Evan.
High risk shot, but if it comes off, it works.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Evan with the guess there, just slightly conceding on that point. Nonetheless, put away from Tang.
And Tang with the support of Henry Lorraine there. He's already through to the final.
Evan looking like he took a bit too much time there on that backhand drop. Beautiful.
As we mentioned, Henry Lorraine threw in straight games earlier over his Malaysian opponent. And in this one, he's out to a good, nice lead now. It's Tang from Hong Kong as well. Good there.
Yeah, and Henry straight back to support his teammate, which is always good to see. Now it was 6-all just two minutes ago, so
Yeah, that's an opportunity to get one back there for Evan Williams, but just trying too much.
yeah, it's been the theme in these last few points, hasn't it?
Oh,
Because you went the wrong way to start with, and I felt that you were a bit late onto that ball.
A bit of a lifeline there for Evan,
exactly. Both players,
to say the least. Yeah, both seeing the funny side of that one.
Well, you've got to take advantage of that if you're Evan Williams
Yeah.
and use it. I think he was about to open the door for his opponent to say that you got it. There you go. That is the first round. 11-6 that first game. And now getting ready for the second game of the men's semi-final, the second semi-final. And it is Tang, the fourth seed from Hong Kong, winning the first again, 11-6, up against Evan Williams, the New Zealander. And Joe Ascot, really, the Hong Kong player was very consistent at being consistent.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, just that. It was 6-all after about 10 minutes in that first game, and then just the composure through those big points was very classy from the...
I mean, there was nothing special about his game. He didn't necessarily hit a lot of winners. He didn't necessarily do anything too amazing.
It's a similar theme with Henry in the match before, just putting the ball where it needs to go, not panicking, and staying composed through those pressure points, which is a lot easier said than done in squash, as we know.
What's one of the most basic things of coaching in any racket sport is put the ball where the player isn't.
Yeah, exactly. Hit that space. Spatial awareness, very, very big in squash, obviously. It's a 9x6 box, there's not a lot of space. So you got to know how to move the ball around, and yeah.
Well, there we go with Evan Williams. One good shot mixed with one, I guess, mediocre shot.
Don't think that front right corner's liking him very much. 2 or 3 errors at least in that corner.
Much better play.
Great retrieval there from Tang. I don't know how he managed to go all the way, almost 360 around Evan there, and still pick up that ball. But Evan dealing with that one.
Now nice to get that 3-1 lead.
We'll be looking to start strong in this game and sick things right from the last. Very much a momentum game, and we know what it's like. If you get on a run, you get on a big run. It's a real confidence booster. So I think Evan will be looking to sit out a good start in this game for sure.
Evan there, just letting Tang get the advantage there, and letting him control the court.
I've seen that, I think, twice now. That front left, Tang just using his wrist and flicking it past Evan. Evan not reading that one too well. Some great work down this right wall though, and again we see that low cross kill working in Tang's favour. Such a hard movement to do that one, isn't it?
So from the 3-1 lead to back to 3-all.
There's that wrist again, straightening it up.
And Williams back in this rally, only just. Both players hammering that backhand corner. Oh, and now cross. Oh! A strange shot there for Tang. I'm sure he thought he had it, but just hung in that corner.
You see that often with the crosses now. If you don't get that width, it does hit the back wall before the side wall and can sort of jump out. But that one sort of seemed to just stay in there, didn't it? Feels like Tang's using a few more angles now, and yeah, I don't think he'd be lucky to get a lead on that one.
The players are still smiling at each other. I've got to say this second game has been a bit messier in some ways at the early stages than the first game, which was won by Tang 11-6.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're opening up the court a bit earlier in the rallies now, as what they were in that first. But we are even Stevens, 5-all. Will we see a similar theme to the last game?
Yeah, last game we got to 6 apiece, and then it really did fall apart there on the scoreboard. That is for Evan Williams.
Big difference between 1-all and 2-love down.
Oh.
Beautiful drop shot from Tang.
He did feature a unorthodox sort of smash push, for want of a better word. See there, Evan Williams, when he was running back, was checking where his opponent was and which sort of shot he should really try after that.
Tang not opting to run for that one.
A little bit unusual, wouldn't you say, that he could have been in that rally?
If it works, it works.
Yeah, that smash there. It could have been a great winner. Instead, it was a not great shot, and the point to Evan Williams.
So just taking the 2-point lead now, 8-6.
9-6.
9-6 now.
So 2 unforced errors there.
So we're seeing almost the opposite theme to the last set, Evan sort of making a few unforced errors towards the end of the last set, and now it seems to almost have switched. And now it's Tang's turn. Just as I say that, again that's that hold out of the front left with Tang's wrist, just whipping it past Evan. Very hard to read as a left-hander.
Evan trying to get forward on every shot, having to run back quite a number of occasions there, but certainly trying to get forward.
Great use of height though from Tang to keep himself in it.
Players showing plenty of patience in this rally. Tang having to recover a couple of occasions, but both taking their time now into the backhand corner.
Definitely cat and mouse stuff down the right wall this set.
did have, 3 points there, 9-6 at one stage there for in Williams,
Now
the second seed.
Tang done very well to pull it back.
Been very patient, particularly in that last rally as well.
Oh, great shot. And there we see the free wall boast on the back foot. That shot definitely coming to life recently on the PSA World Tour on Squash TV. We see Ali Farag using that shot a lot.
And now game ball.
Very good timing for Evan to bring up game ball.
Yeah, both players really look to be a bit tired after this particular game. They both worked very hard. It was messy to start with, but now in long rallies.
Evan's got to be careful in this rally now. He doesn't want to force it too much.
Good shot.
Just broken his string on that one, Tang. I think topped it a little bit actually, but actually worked in his favour because it spun away from Evan's racket, didn't it?
Yeah, it was an unusual bounce, and I think that really fooled Evan. He was ready for it, but it just stayed very low.
Evan almost in the position, but the ball actually just skipping past him. So pretty frustrating from his point of view.
Yeah, good game ball.
It's a great shot there from Tang, just rolling his wrist around the back of it.
So Evan Williams went from game ball in his favour to now game ball in Tang's favour after a change of strings and an unusual bounce.
Pressure's on here.
Good recovery.
Great point, great point.
Taking that on the volley and being able to hit it away.
Well
for a
appreciated
drive
by the
from
crowd. Very fast hands in that one.
Yeah. So back to 11 all, and we've now had one game ball saved by each player.
We're at the half an hour mark as well, so this is getting a little bit physical towards the end of this set.
Gee, that must have been close to the 10, that one.
Another great low kill on the backhand. Very physical rally though.
Mr. Tang, conduct warning for coaching from your... Yeah. And, one or two words of encouragement is good, but a whole long sentence is seen as coaching.
So for those who didn't catch that, a conduct warning to Henry Leong, who's in the the hot seat down there, coaching Tang for coaching the
There
tournament.
you go. 12-11. Well, Leong already through to the final, so I guess he's feeling fairly confident. And back now with this, the second semi-final of the BARFOOT and THOMPSON Open. The men's singles here, already the top seed Henry Luang from Hong Kong through to the final. This match though, well, it's Tang from Hong Kong, the fourth seed, up against this second seed from New Zealand, Evan Williams. And it is Tang who's leading by 2 games to love, 11-6 and then 12-10. And in the second game, it was actually a game ball for Evan Williams, but a unusual bounce went the way of Tang, and he was able to win it there. And Joel Scott, what does Evan Williams have to do to get one back here?
Yeah, it's a tough one if you're in his corner, but I think really a good start again. Making this as physical as possible when you are 2 love down. You don't want your opponent to close their match out too quick. So I think Evan will be trying to make this as physical as he can. Just trying to keep him on the court, make himself hard to beat. Oh, but a beautiful drop shot from Tang. Poking the racket out in the front and finding the net.
So Tang just getting himself into a good position to win that second point. And a great start as well.
Very classy straight kill from the back. Both players actually like that on their backhand. Played that a lot this match. That one's staying extremely low.
No good.
Got to agree with the ref on that one. A bit of room there to play, so yeah.
Well, gets one back after being down love 4.
Beautiful switch of play there. It's a good shot, that one, using the left wall and the front wall to skid it across.
He's got good touch, hasn't he?
Yeah, another classy drop shot there from Tang on his backhand. That corner being a very good friend to him in this match.
Controlling this point at the moment, Tang.
Been looking a little bit out to sea at this point. Just needs to recoup and go back to the game plan.
It's a better shot.
Tang looking pretty free out there with the way he's playing, isn't he? Just gliding around, big smile on his face.
Yeah, I think he was feeling quite relieved about that one.
Yeah, definitely. You can almost see his confidence growing, just not afraid to play that extra angle if it is there.
Yeah, he could be in for that's a better shot. Yeah, even a clap of the racket there from 2-7. At this stage, it looks as though we'll have an all Hong Kong final tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Unless Evan Williams can really come up with something dramatic right now, and it's down 2-7.
He's got to bring the kitchen sink out here if he has any more hope in this match.
Do you think he should stay in the rallies more, or should he attack more?
It's just one of those things, isn't it? You want to make it as physical and yourself as hard to beat as possible, but at the same time you can't get too passive, so you really have to go guns blazing. Here we see that backhand drop again.
That's better. All right, that's
Evan's turn for the taxi now.
Should give him some confidence.
Tang doesn't want the momentum to shift too far. Just as I say that, going for the cross-court net.
Some real attacking shots there.
Not hard to tell, he's feeling pretty confident right now. Oh, great shot.
When they're that close, he still managed to drop them.
Making that probably a good 2 meters away from that ball, but making that movement look very easy.
Tang has had that lead, that big lead throughout the third game. Covers there. It'll have to be one very big recovery.
Given has probably a pretty simple goal right now, just keep that ball coming back.
That's better. That's better.
Evan's turn now for the quick counter drop.
In many ways, it's almost a mental thing of, can I come back from such a big deficit?
Yeah. I think what you can't really think about it too much.
That's better.
Another great shot. But just focus on each point and take them as they come.
Well, they're 2 points behind now, so he does have the opportunity, and he played the last 2 points very, very well. He controlled them.
Also, another question is, when does Tang get a little bit nervous?
Yeah.
Doesn't want to blow that lead.
Good call. Yeah, fair call there. What is it that the hardest point to win is the last point?
Yeah.
He's still a little way away from that, but it's a significant lead. And it's slowly eating away. don't think I'd be calling that a let. Joel, what do you think?
It's a tough one.
But there was some interference, I didn't see much movement from him.
It's questionable because the ball was tight, but the ball was a little bit short. The argument is, could Tang have made more effort? We'll leave that one up to the viewers.
I think, to my mind, he could have made a lot more effort.
Evan probably feeling that ball was too good, too tight.
Well, he got it back in the end. Now just 1 point, the difference. Evan Williams was down 1-7.
Great momentum shift for Evan, and just that scoreboard pressure getting to Tang a little bit. Slight switch of mentality now, and not a good sign on that one.
And great to have people tuning in and watching on the live stream. You can see the men's final from 3 o'clock New Zealand time tomorrow. And good to have people as far away as the United States, like Lance Beatos. Great to have him logging in. This is one heck of a comeback so far. Isn't over yet.
2 errors from Tang in the last 2 points.
I wouldn't expect him to give away points.
Amazing shot.
Yeah.
Very reliable that shot from him in this match.
And the winner of this match goes on to play Henry Lelang, who is the top seed, a top 100 player at the present time. Of course, Tang winning the first 2 games, 11-6 to 12-10. It was almost a push backhand volley rather than he tried to push it too much.
Not much racket head speed on that one. Ball coming out and very quick though off that front wall. Tough one to control.
So game ball.
Well, I wish we had the stats on how many points he's got in that corner off that shot because he could be in double digits by now.
Second game ball of this particular set.
A number of errors from Tang.
Unusual.
Yeah,
Compared
very
to the
strange
first
from
game.
what we've seen in the last 2 games.
A little bit of a chop on that forehand. Change of pace so far, hard hitting initially.
Similar to what we saw in the first game.
Who's going to break first?
Oh, wow.
Great disguising. There we go. And certainly a very exciting match so far. This is the second semi-final of the BARFOOT and THOMPSON Auckland Open. And we're going into the fourth game. The first two games going the way of Tang, 11-6, 12-10. And then the third game, Evan Williams taking it 12-10. And Joel, he was down about 1-7 in that third there.
It was 1-7.
Great fight back.
Yeah, awesome fight back from the Kiwi, keeping the local hopes intact. But,
and some uncharacteristic errors from Tang that we hadn't... Well, there you go.
There you go, yeah. Very up and down from Tang. Struggling to pull it back, really, and a bit of a contrast compared to that composure we saw in the first set and a half. So this set, very interesting now. Both players off to a shaky start, though. 2 early errors.
You don't see much emotion from a lot of the Asian players. I know we're making generalizations, but you don't see, oh yeah, he looks tired, or anything like that. It's a great wall being able to be put up.
Yeah, their body language is always, on point. Very hard to get a gauge when you're playing them, for sure.
And interesting for Tang that Henry Luang, who's already made it through to the final, has been advising him. He was given a warning in the last game about too much coaching.
Don't see that one too often, but perhaps the language barrier playing a bit of a role in that one.
Although I think Henry Luang knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah, definitely. Just the look on his face said it all. Great shot.
Nice control.
Did well to appeal and then also play the shot at the same time.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot more errors creeping into Tang's game now.
I guess it gives Evan Williams a bit of hope that he's been able to make a comeback in the third, and already seeing the errors come through. And
Certainly,
another one, every time I say it, it seems to work.
Yeah, that's true. Certainly insightful if your opponent's making errors after, a slightly physical game. So hopefully, Evan picking up on that and trying to make the most of it.
Well, we're not saying that we're going 5 just yet, but certainly it's a big improvement for the second seed, Evan Williams from Wellington.
Great squeeze there on the right wall. Only a matter of time with how tight they were hitting it on that wall. Down both their backhands. Great shot.
Now, I wouldn't suggest that he's giving up, but certainly Evan Williams is really putting the pressure on, and so many errors.
7-1. Oh, wow. It's either a winner or an error in that corner for him.
It really does seem to be that way. Well, we can recall that in the previous game it was Tang who was up 7-1.
Yeah.
And we've done a complete reverse. Let's see what happens, whether there's any comebacks in this one.
Evan certainly won't be wanting that to happen.
Players checking where their opponent was, looking for the gap, and nice work down the side. The backhand side there has been a bit of a weapon. He's won a couple of shots from just pushing the ball close to that wall, and Tang having no options.
Yeah, just getting that ball nice and tight, and the second bounce sort of just fading into that wall. So right when they go to contact it, it's just clinging to the wall.
So you heard the score, 3-8. Evan Williams looking to take it to 5.
Bit of a feed there though, straight onto Tang's racket.
Able to make that forehand stay low and stay close to the wall, and very difficult for Williams, so he can try and get it back.
Oh,
Great skies. And Joel, it's getting a lot warmer in here. It's not that late in the day, it's still warm in Auckland. And there's a lot of bodies in here as well. So what's that going to do to the ball?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It does look like it's tied up a little bit, especially going into those front and back corners. Both players, I think, sensing that as well too, like going short a lot more compared to the first set.
What a turnaround it has been. 2 games to love, and 7-1 up was Tang, and now it looks as though we could be going into 5.
6 game balls here for Evan. Tang possibly looking to save a bit of energy.
There you go. And again now for this, the 5th and final set of the men's semi-final. This is the second semi-final. Henry Luang winning the first in straight games. And it is the Hong Kong player, Tang, who started so well, winning the first 2 games and was up 7-1 in the third. But Evan Williams, the second seed from New Zealand and from Wellington, who has come back dramatically. He won the 4th 12-10 and then the third 12-10 and the 4th 11-4. And Joel, what about the fatigue factor for both of these players? How do you sort of see that happening? Is it someone like Tang, is he still looking fresh, or what do you think?
It's an interesting one, you know. Obviously neither player fresh now. We're at the hour mark. But I think the first 5 points, you know, it's just outside of that comfort zone physically, but you know, you're in the 5th set, you want to set out a good sort of theme, and if you can just stay strong for 6 or 7 points, then you might get a few errors from your opponent. But the momentum was really shifting backwards and forwards in the last 2 sets, especially in that third for Tang. So an interesting one going into the 5th.
Should be. Oh, that's a good start to get the stroke as well. Just puts a little bit in your opponent's mind, thinking, "Oh, hang on, do I?"
I mean, it is a little bit noticeable to see that Tang's not moving as well out of those front corners as what he was. You know, we saw some ridiculous pickups in the first 3 games.
And unfortunately, there for Evan Williams, that he made the error and really just gave the point back a little bit.
Definitely, what you don't want in this 5th is no cheap points. I think both players won't be super happy with their error rate in this match.
And you really can't predict a winner at this stage. It's just been so difficult throughout the whole match. I mean, initially it was Tang who was looking the better player by far, and then we've seen a form reversal.
Yeah, I don't think Evan will be he's very hard on himself normally, but I think in this scenario he won't be super happy with how he's played, and he'll be really wanting to finish strong in this 5th set.
Not quite there. And a large amount of people in the crowd now watching, and we have one of the women's quarterfinals on the court next door. That is Aggie Palmer, the top seed in the PSA. And then we've got another winner. I've got to say already, it's a little bit all over the place.
Very hard to predict at this point. You wouldn't want to be a betting man, would you?
Oh, exactly. We've had error, followed by a winner.
I guess the only thing to really go off is Evan is the slightly higher ranked player, but it's very hard to tell. You know, I think this match probably a good reflection of how close it is on the PSA World Tour. You know.
So even a more experienced player, it should help in a situation like this.
Definitely.
But really, we're not talking about much. No, It's limited.
It's just how fine the margins are in professional sport, you know.
Or fine margins like that, being able to hold the ball and just dip it.
Yeah, not panicking on the half volley there. Touche.
It really is winner followed by error or error followed by winner.
Very much a lottery at times. Beautiful shot there from Tang. A bit more of a traditional rally, actually, that one.
Yeah.
Just got 2 or 3 balls fading away from Evan in the back 2 corners.
Pace really picked up again in this rally, and a mistake. It really is. Error, mistake, winner.
I think maybe both players feeling the effects of the conditions on the court. It is pretty muggy in here now, so a little bit of a reflection of maybe how they're feeling.
And a little bit more physical there as well. Both players almost body matching each other. What do we got? No one's arguing about it, so we'll say that it's probably fair. If they're arguing?
Maybe. We have seen them given as strokes. We have seen them given as no lets, so the lets are safe.
What a slice. Oh. No one has been able to get a decent lead in this game so far.
Yeah.
Each time they get a hit, it's either a mistake or a winner from the opposition.
Again, it's a word I've been using a bit in this match, but the momentum is... Ooh, the crowd not liking that one.
I felt there was room to play that. I've made the decision, it is 5-all.
When you get into the 5th game like this, you want every decision to go your way.
Yeah, desperation does set in.
We were talking about there was hardly any lets in the first game.
Yep.
Well, this the 5th.
Funny how that can change. Obviously a different thing when you're in the 5th game.
That's a good, beautiful shot. Taking on the volley and putting it right on the corner.
Width just not good enough from Tang, straight onto Evan's racket.
Yeah, that one called straight away by the officials, so there was no doubt about it. Williams. You cannot afford to make those mistakes now.
It's his favourite corner too.
I think the coolness and the calmness of Tang is slowly fading and being
Looking a
tested.
little bit nervy now, yeah, definitely. A little bit nervy. Which is understandable, you know. We've almost done 70 minutes of squash at this point.
Great recovery.
Doing well to move around Evan now. Definitely think he got that one.
Yeah, I was uncertain about who to pick up at the front, and Mr. Williams has queried it.
Tough call to deal with after you've been doing court sprints like they both were in that rally.
You could see Tang
Great shot.
is getting closer, Evan Williams. It's been one heck of a battle too. Oh!
Another error there from Tang.
If Evan Williams can win this, it's been one heck of a comeback.
Pretty impressive stuff from the Kiwi.
Stroke Williams.
Definitely a stroke. That ball is coming straight back at the body there from Tang. And not
Yes,
being able
match
to clear.
From 1-7 down in the third to have match ball in the fifth.
2-love down, 1-7 down, now
one
10-6 match ball.
Full credit there to Evan Williams winning in 5 over Tang from Hong Kong. And Evan Williams, 3 o'clock tomorrow, he will be in the final against Luang from Hong Kong. So congratulations there to the second seed in New Zealand, number 3. He is through the final here of the BARFOOT and THOMPSON Auckland Open.